This is Good News with Don and Cheryl.
Here in Matera, Italy, the greatest story of all time is being retold on the set of the new film, Nativity.
You will conceive in your womb and give birth to a son. And you will call his name Jesus.
Hundreds of the best artists ever have been inspired by this story, musicians, composers, sculptors. So in a way, it was an amazing gift that I would have a chance to do an interpretation too. At first I was scared, but then I thought, you know, a lot of people have loved this, and over the years in every medium, people have embraced this and, you know, made it into an art form. It's inspired people, you know, for 2,000 years for a reason.
You know it, you know, sort of from growing up, but you have never seen it dramatized. At least I hadn't seen it dramatized in this way. I was used to the sort of church pageant where you sit back and you watch the little kids do the Mary and Joseph baby, and you never thought about what it must have been like to be a 14, 13, however old Mary was, year-old girl going through something as impossible as what happens to her.
And action.
This is the scene where Mary and Joseph first see Jerusalem. They've been on their journey, so we wanted to have a landscape where you saw all of the journeyers that always are going into Jerusalem with their wares, and when the crane comes around, you see the temple on the hill, which is where we'll pick them up next, you know, passing through the city. And that's really one of the main reasons why we came to Matera, because it has such a specific, you know, landscape, and then right across the ravine is the old city, which we can sort of use as the beginning of a matte painting.
Your woman is cold.
I'd only been on the project maybe 2 days when suddenly Keisha Castle-Hughes popped into my head. I loved her in Whale Rider, and she was just had something magical, an old soul and pure and innocent all at the same time. And I thought, oh, Keisha would be great. I'd met her, you know, during the whole Oscar times and awards ceremonies, and I really was taken with her as a person. And so we started thinking she could be great.
I wanted to portray that, you know, these two people, Joseph and Mary, who are so iconic in the world today, were humans, and they were real people, because how often do we stop and ask ourselves, you know, you think Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus, and that's the end of your thinking on that path. But how often do you go, I wonder who she was, you know? And this gives you insight into who she was and you know, what she went through as a real person.
For me, what pops out of it is just the story of love, you know, the story of love for God, for responsibility, but mostly for each other. And that, I think, gets them all the way to the end.
Supposedly, Morocco is hotter, but doesn't feel as hot. At least that's what I initially saw the set. I was like, how are we going to be able to put this thing up in time to get principal photography? And I actually saw it the first time, and I was amazed by how I thought elaborate the set was going to ultimately be. I mean, obviously, some of our set is plaster, and some of it is actually stone. You literally have to walk up to things and knock them so that you can hear whether or not it's wood or stone or plaster. It's truly a remarkable feat.
There are, in a way, 3 stories combined. There was King Herod, who was following the prophecy and nervous about it and paranoid that a ruler was going to come out of the house of David from Bethlehem and take over. So he was tracking it from his angles with his spies and his soldiers. There were the Magi that were tracking the prophecies and the stars also from a scientific point of view. Mary had to take this leap of faith. Did she really see this angel? Was she doing the right thing? How could she become pregnant? All of these fascinating elements are things that we try to bring to life.